Welcome back to the channel. I apologize for being gone for a while. I know, I was gone for a while. But, I'm coming back with some Days Gone gameplay. I'm gonna give you some gameplay, my general opinion about the game, a little bit of, a little bit of, how do I say, entertainment of the game. And you yourself can decide if you want the game. What we're gonna be doing today, we're just gonna be just taking out some hordes, just clearing a couple things. I'm trying to platinum this game as well. I'm almost done. I need a couple more achievements and it's done. But I'm not gonna lie. The game, I don't know how to explain this without like shitting on it too bad, but like it's a good game. It's a good game, but the glitches kill it for me, in my opinion. What I mean about that, this game, it's a great game, like on its own. Like if you like, just let's say get rid of the glitches, for instance, it's a great game. I'd rate it for 4 out of 5, the best. But with all the glitches, it definitely takes it down to like a 3 in my opinion, because the glitches, it is a glitchy game. Like I don't know if you can tell, but if you hear in the background, my PS4, like, for some reason this game just kills my PS4. Like it just can't. I don't know why. Maybe because it just. I don't know. I guess demands a lot. I wouldn't say that because there's a lot of instances where the game looks really garbage. Like i.e. fucking being like random blotchy textures or very bad graphics, and you'll definitely see them while we're playing. I guarantee you we will, because the game, I don't know, it can't really stand being played for a long time in my opinion. Because I still have an old PS4, I don't have the Pro, so I don't know if that's the problem, but what we're doing right now, we're just going to go clear some hordes, and I'm just going to show you what the game has to offer, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, and make sure y'all hit the like button, and subscribe, and if you want to add me, I changed my gamer tag. It should be in the tags of the video. If it's not there, I'll throw it into the description. And if I don't throw it into the description, then it's OG underscore Toxic Reaper. That's it. The exact same as my YouTube URL and my YouTube name, just with OG underscore in front of it. But right now what I'm doing is I'm going through these, I believe they're called feeding grounds in the game. And I'm going through them just looking for the hordes that I'm trying to kill. And I've already beaten the game. It's the story, the story, I'd rate that 5 out of 5. It has a great story in my opinion. If you take a look at the map, this is how big it is. This is the little first. Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna just stop right here. If you don't want the game spoiled at all, click off the video, because there's gonna be spoilers in this game. Like I'm about to spoil a big part of it right now. But so far, that's your last warning. This is the first part of the game, okay? This is where it starts taking place, this whole big area right here. And I like how they did with the map with the little 3D effect. Doesn't really do anything to me, just interesting in my opinion. But, so this is the first map, and then eventually when you get to the story, you're gonna go realize that Sarah might be alive, which Sarah's Deacon's wife. They got married prior to the outbreak, or the incident I believe they call in this game, and you end up going all the way down here to this area of the game where it's heavily guarded by militia, which I don't believe they're there anymore, because after you beat the game you rid of the militia. So if you take a look at the map, for instance, these are like I'll say, I guess, a legend of the map. So these will be your general I don't know what they're called. They're infestation nests, but not normal ones. Like these are like for the crows, or the crow enemy in the game, and there's, I believe, 46 of them in total. But these right here are hordes, as you can see, storyline horde killer, and those are just general like pinpoints of where the hordes are gonna be. So you'd go here, and then there'd be like a big, like, it'd be exactly like this right here. These 3 little bubbles. These are all the exact same thing, but the horde is in one of these spots. So if we go here, this is an infestation. There would be more, but I've done obviously a lot of them, or most of them actually. This is my last one, I didn't realize. But these are infestations, which with the infestations, you go into the little area, and then you burn out the infestation zones. And then what that incurs, or what that entails, is once you finish the whole burning every single infestation in this infestation zone, you get the ability to fast travel. So what fast traveling does in this game, I kind of like how they did it. So when you go, see how when I'm wanting to go fast travel, for instance, you can see this big blue line. Like, I can't actually go up to it, but if you look, you can see the blue line. If that line ends up going through any of these infestation zones, I can't fast travel. So you have to clear the infestation zones to make sure you can fast travel. This one I am doing last because it's the least important one. You don't really gotta fast travel anywhere near. Actually, yeah, for instance, right here. Fast travel block cleared, infestation travel to this location. So you can see right here, it actually, here, I'll see if I can, here, actually I can go here. But you can see how it turns red, the line turns red, and it shows you where it's getting blocked off. But I kind of like that as well. So it's a little, it's a little nitpicky, or a little thing, but I enjoy it. And if we go ahead and press triangle, you can see all the storylines. Again, spoilers. So, your second, let's say last warning. I'm not going to warn you guys again. Well, this is the storyline I'm on right now is Horde Killer, which there's multiple storylines throughout the game. And what storylines are basically are little, just little things to do through the game. So there's side storylines, which would be your side quest, and then there's main storylines, which would be the campaign. And if we go all the way to Progress, yeah. So Progress, this is the I Remember storyline, and what it is, it's Deacon dealing with Sarah, because he believes she's dead, which I'm not going to go throughout the whole game, because there's no point explaining it. But what ends up going, as you can see, Gold dealing with my past. So what the I Remember storyline is, it's basically Deacon visiting the quote-unquote grave of Sarah Whitaker, his wife, and just grieving. Again, this is I guess it'd be like the sequel to it, if I'd say anything. Yeah, I say sequel. And throughout the game, you'd encounter a bunch of these storylines. You can see, like, these are all 100%, but these I just completed throughout the game. I believe this is yeah, see right here. So coming up to here, I think this is the main storyline. And then, yeah. Okay, so Race Against Time, that's your last main story. So everything above Race Against Time, these are all your main storylines right up here. So what ends up happening is throughout the whole game, you'd be just slowly picking away at these storylines and trying to 100% them. And when you 100% them, or not even 100%, as you can see to the right, it says rewards. And the more you complete these storylines, the more rewards you unlock. So for instance, if I go down to right here, Protecting the Weak, rewards. Protecting the Weak, custom accent, it's custom skins, and that's for your bicycle and your motorcycle, and we'll get into that for a little bit. But every storyline has a custom skin at the 100% mark. So once you 100% a storyline, you get its skin, and you may get some other rewards. Some storylines only give you skins, like let's say right here, How Do You Survive. But right here, for instance, actually, yeah, you both give you skins. Never mind, my bad. But if we go down to, let's say, right here, Ambush Camp Hunter, perfect. You can see all the rewards you get, and those are like given to you in little increments. As in, like, let's go Horde Killer, for instance. Actually, I don't think I can. Yeah, actually, yeah, right here, perfect. So you see at 85%, I'll unlock an MG55 mag upgrade. At 75%, I'll unlock the mag upgrade for a gun. And these are all just little, like, upgrades you get throughout the whole thing, and you can see I'm 73% complete. I'm in grinding away that World's End. That's getting the Nero checkpoints. And then I only have 5 storylines, and I'm done the all storylines in the game. And if you're a collector or like collectibles in games, this game, I won't lie, there's a plethora of them. There's definitely a plethora of them, a lot of them. Holy shit! I didn't actually realize there was much, but you will find these like little. It depends which little section you're going for. For instance, like herbology, that would be plants, mushrooms, fungus, all that sort. Or fungus, mushrooms, same thing. My bad. But historical markers, those are the ones. In my opinion, there's the most of them. I'm pretty sure, actually, yeah, because every place has like a shit ton of them. And then we go to trophies. What I like about the game is you actually don't gotta go to your PS little, I don't even know what to call it, the little under menu of a game to check out the achievements. You can just go straight in game. You don't gotta go out of the game to check your achievements. And as you can see, I almost got I got most of them done actually. See the Broken Road Show. That's 75% collectibles. That's 1. Infestation Exterminator Ambush Camp. That's 2-4. Or 2-3, I'm dumb. Then World's End 4. And I believe those 4 are the only ones I need to make it platinum. Oh no, and the Variety of Spice and Life. Yeah, that's the 5th one. So 5 more achievements and I got platinum. It's, I wouldn't say it's a hard game to platinum, so it's not that impressive. But, it's definitely tasking, because all the collectibles, in my opinion, that's probably the suckiest part. And if we go to, let's just come here. As you can see, actually, the little lag just happened there. There's a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of frame drops in this game. It looks really good. Like, it really does. It looks really good when it wants to, of course. But if we go down to skills, for instance, it has a lot of skills. So if you're into progression in games and you enjoy a nice progression system, I can say this game has a really good progression system. It's not, you won't get too overpowered at the beginning, and you'll just be strong enough at the end. You know what I mean? So there's little subsections of the progression system. Like in most games, there'll be a little subsection. So this is the melee subsection, the range, and survival. And each subsection has their own things. Some I don't know why they'd be in some, but I don't know. But for the most part, they all like correspond to their subsections. They all make sense. So if we go down to, what am I showing you? There we go. This menu, you can check out your gear, everything you have right now. I'm using a couple of weapons. They're just my horde clearing weapons. You can see your equipment. You can see story items, which, again, spoilers. But you can see all this stuff. It's kind of neat, in my opinion. You can go through supplies, see what you have, see what you need. You can also go through materials to craft the supplies. And it's really neat how you can go through the materials and all that stuff and see what you have. But, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Like this, the crafting menu. Oh, I have all of them. I didn't realize. But, it could definitely be more, in my opinion. Like, maybe, like, dropping a few items you don't need, or, like, sort of like a bag. Like, right now it's, like, infinite. Or not infinite, but there's, like, a cap on how many onions you can have, but you won't get over-encumbered with certain things. I kind of wish it'd, like, go more of a survival approach, in my opinion. Like, and what I mean about that would be, let's say I have 40 sterilizers, and then my guy's at, like, 20 pounds. I could go drop off those 40 sterilizers at a camp, or leave them in a chest, and then I'll have sort of things. Because there's a lot of things you don't end up using. Like, I don't think I've ever used, herb, for instance. Actually, no, that's not true. That's definitely not true. The berries. That's actually a great example. Berries. I've never used berries. I see I only have 8 of them, but I've never used them once. It's just kind of weird. There's a lot of pointless stuff in the game. But, with the pointless stuff and all the boring stuff, it doesn't outweigh the fun stuff, luckily. Like, once we go to get one of these hordes, you'll see the zombies. Yeah, the zombies are good. They're not super smart. They're not super dumb. And there is a lot of variations of the zombies. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know there's above at least 10, I believe. I think. Don't quote me on that. But, so what I'm doing right now, again, is just going through all these little feeding grounds, looking for the zombies. And what I'm doing right now is survival senses. And I'll just go by the cave and I'll just survival sense. And I have a perk. Oh, see right there, that was a glitch. I'm surprised you saw one. And I'm just going by using survival sense. I have a little perk that lets me see the enemies through walls, which doesn't really make any sense. But it's sort of like Last. Ooh. That's sort of a mini. This isn't a horde, by the way. It's like a little, what do you call this, a horde? So there's focus in this game, which it really reminds me of what is it? Red Dead. and that's in a good way as well. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Sorry, I'm just concentrating. But it's definitely the gun combat could be better, in my opinion. Like, if I would describe it, it'd probably be like, I guess I'd describe it as like sorta Uncharted 1, if you guys ever played that game. And that's definitely not a compliment. The Uncharted 1 like gunplay was kind of shitty. It could definitely it leaves like stuff to be desired, but it's not bad at that. It's not garbage, if you know what I mean. But it definitely could add something. But oh, yep, wow, that's one of the hordes. That's actually a pretty tame one. But so let's go ahead and take it on, and they're not easy. See right here. So when you're going for hordes, you actually see a health bar of how many are left. Correct. So I got this big gun just to like mow down the masses. And okay, I got one. These, if you don't watch out, they can literally kill you in seconds. And I'm playing on normal right now, which I don't know. It's kind of weird that normal and easy, like they're so far from each other. Oh well, they're so far from each other. It's like normally in any other game it'd be like easy, which is super easy, normal, which is it's normal, and then hard, which is hard. But in this game, it's I don't know, man. It's like easy. My brother plays it on easy, which go ahead. There, I'll play another one. So, see, I unlocked something else. There you go, the pub mag upgrade. And then what? Oh, and then what you can go ahead and do is after you kill a freaker, which that's what they're called in this game. After you kill a freaker, they'll drop something called bounties in this game. Which what the bounties are is just over here. This is actually one of the special types. These are called Reachers. So what the Reachers are, they're basically a mutated version of the normal standard freaker, but they're extremely fast. And you can see, and if you go to game lore, they've been clocked at going 40 miles an hour, I believe. I'm just rolling out so I can explain, not kill them. But the whole thing with them, they're super. Oh Jesus Christ! There was a cougar. There's a lot of things. Let me just get this out of the way. There we go. And where did the Reacher go? Others. So with a Reacher is you gotta really be on your toes with them, because I don't know. Just give me 2 seconds. Let me just get rid of him because he's strong. You can see he's strong. There we go. But see, like if I go up to him, you can see in the left corner it says Reacher ear. So what those ears are is they're called bounties. And what you do with bounties is you'll be collecting them throughout the game, like throughout the whole game you'd be collecting them.
Oh Jesus! Oh, better have a look around.
Oh shit. So you'll be collecting them throughout the whole game. And what those basically are is you can turn them into camps at the bounty collectors camps, and they could be exchanged for trust at the camps and camp credits. And what trust and camp credits do is something's coming up on me. If you hear singing, so this is another evolved different form of them. These are called screamers, and what screamers are, which sort of in their name, once they sight you, they'll scream, and then they'll alert other zombies or other freakers. My bad. They'll alert other freakers to your location. So you gotta kind of watch out with them, and you don't really want to like fuck up, kill them with them. They're not that strong. They're like normal freakers. They can be one tapped, but if they scream and you're in the vicinity of them, you'll lose all your stamina. It'll be completely depleted, and you won't be able to do anything for about like I'd say 5 seconds. And they're just super dangerous. Like if you're fighting hordes, like they could end your game just like that. Because if you don't have stamina with hordes, you just get eaten like instantly. But what ends up going on is they don't really affect the game that much. Like once you meet them the first time, they're like, oh wow, scary. And after that, you learn to counter them super quickly. So they're not that hard to counter, but they can, like, they're one of those enemies where they're not that hard on their own, but when they're paired with others, that's where they become more dangerous. It's sort of like walkers in Walking Dead, I guess. On their own, they're not dangerous, but in a horde, they're dangerous. So that was, I believe, the last. Yeah, it was the last horde of this province that I just completed. Oh, voice crack, that was nice. So I'm gonna go down this. I'm actually gonna go clear this infestation so I can get the infestation clearer achievement. What infestation clearers, what you gotta do is basically just burn out the nest. But what kind of I don't like about this game, the supplies for the Molotovs, although, you see, watch, actually, here, I'll let him scream. Right there. So she knocked me off my bike. She took all my stamina away. You can see in the bottom left corner above my... Yeah, see, look, so she spawns a shit ton of... Actually, luckily it wasn't a lot this time because there wasn't a lot in the area. Oop. Just take care of them. Okay. So you can see my stamina is completely depleted, and it's not like you get your stamina instantly back. It's not that quick in games. And you gotta watch out for them, because they can kill you. Like, if you don't, oh wow. If you don't, deal with them properly, they can kill you. But it's not that dangerous, you know what I mean? It's dangerous, but it's not that dangerous, that's how I'm saying it. But the game definitely, like, you can see the frames dropping and all that. It kind of sucks. But the game, I don't know, man. Like, in my honest opinion, if it's a buy or rent or wait for a sale, in my opinion, I'd wait for a sale. Because for the price tag right now, I bought the $80 version. Oh. I bought the $80 version, which was the deluxe edition, I believe. And at first, it wasn't that bad until I believe in maybe half an hour into the game, I experienced my first glitch. And there's sometimes the glitches are like just normal, like shitty glitches, like, oh wow, like that looks like a blotchy texture, or oh wow, my gun doesn't want to reload, or some weird stuff. Like here, actually, I might be able to trigger one. I assume this is a glitch. Normally you wouldn't do this, but if you get on a bike and you hold, wow, okay, I didn't do it. But sometimes when you get on the bike and you can see the tires moving normally, you can get onto it, and you can actually get the tires moving before the bike even turns on. So it's just kind of like immersion breaking, in my opinion, but not that bad. But then there's game breaking glitches, which I've only had two, I believe, which they're the exact same. Which there's a certain mission where you gotta save this one friend, and when you end up saving him, you gotta go into this little cave, and then he's being held hostage. So for what happened with me is, as I went into the cave, I went in to go save him, and I fell through the map. I recorded a video of it, a little clip. I might really, yeah, hey, let's go. Okay, so here's one of the glitches. Oh, poof, gone. But there we go. That was one of those ink blotches I was talking about. And there's a lot of them, man. Like, and it's definitely unacceptable. Like, I don't give this game a pass, man. It's definitely unacceptable. Oh. So these are mutated wolves. They're called runners, and they can keep up with your bike no problem. And there's normal versions of the wolves in the game, where if you, oops, little frame drops there. But there's normal version of the wolf in the game. They're not as dangerous, and they can be mutated. And if you run into the mutated, they're much more faster and agile than their normal counterparts. And let's get that. So this is a police vehicle. I'll actually just quickly stall what I was saying before. With police vehicles, in the back, you'll always find a little ammo crate. So you need ammo, you see a police vehicle that's not open in the back, ammo crate, easy. And with the hood, what you normally get is scrap. And if you can see in the bottom left corner next to my med kits, I think I hear motorcycles coming, which those would be the Marauders, I believe. And then you can see the little scrap. And what scrap is used for, it's used for a lot of things, crafting and then repairing your bike. And your bike goes off a gas system. And the gas, right now I have like the highest gas canister in the game, which isn't that hard to get. It's maybe like halfway through the game you get it. Or you can get it. You use camp credits to upgrade your bike. And upgrading your bike, definitely, it's...
Damn it! Breaker!
Yep, okay. So Breaker, that's another evolved version of a normal zombie, and which actually I might be able to show him here. There he is. Look at that. Look at Batista looking man. So he's like the big brawling, stronger guy. And okay, let me just take all these guys because I don't want to be fucked up here. Alright, let me kill these guys. Oh. So there's little, there is melee. Oh, Get off him, please. So I have a skill that if I hit in the right direction, I can automatically kill them. And I got, you know what? I gotta give it to him. The executions in this game are, they're really gruesome and really cool. And as you can see, actually, ooh, as you can see, look, there you go. The Breaker and that's kind of embarrassing, but the Breaker and I believe all of them actually do this, but the Breaker has I don't know if you look at a Dead Island version of it. Ooh, from Dead Island, those guys in the straight jackets, I forgot what they were called. I think they're called Crushers. They haven't like in their adrenal glands don't close, so they just have complete and other. There's always mad and always adrenaline pumping through them, so that's why they're so strong. So I think that might be, oh, that's maybe the same thing that happens here. And so you see him go attacking his normal, like, fellows, but you can see out in the world that freaks, they'd attack each other and they eat each other, so it's kind of, let me get this guy out of here. But it's kind of interesting to see, like, how the freakers react with each other, let alone react with humans. Holy man, this one's definitely, like, if he, the Reacher has some health, this guy has some health. Remember, like, the boss, when you first fight this one, I died on him, like, 3 times, I believe. Oh, God. There we go. But, it's interesting to see how they react with each other, because you sometimes see freakers, like, gnawing at each other, or eating each other, and killing each other. There's sometimes freakers and, or, swarmers, actually. Freakers are just the general term, and then there's the individual categories of them. Oh. The music, I gotta give it to them. The soundtrack in this game is really good. The horde is here. I can already hear the horde. Yep. Let me just go ahead. So there's a crafting system in this game. It's not good. It's not bad. It's a crafting system. You know what I mean? There's nothing. It doesn't leave anything to be desired for. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to throw in a tractor this time. Let them all gather around it. And I'm going to go ahead and throw a little Molotov. Just we'll clear them up a little. Is this actually a horde? I think it might be this one. Just mark it as the case. I don't think this actually might be a horde. I think this actually might just be one of the random wandering hordes. Because you can find the actual hordes. Oh, okay, no, this has to be an actual horde. Oh my god, this is a bigger one. Okay. So as I was saying earlier, like the one I faced was a small one. This is one of those bigger ones. So you can find normal hordes just wandering. And then there'll be the storyline hordes, which the storyline hordes are much more vicious than normal hordes. Like, I know the worst horde I've already encountered was, actually, funny enough, it was a glitched horde, which, I don't think it was glitched on, it seemed like it was glitched on, okay, I gotta watch that. But, so, the worst horde I ran into, it was in this one little train cave, I guess you could say, and what ended up happening is I killed the first little horde, which was about as big as this, and then it was maybe only like a quarter way done. So I was confused about it, and then I go back into the same cave where the first one spawned. Ooh. And they spawned on top of me, and they did it. It happened 3 times. So it's either one, the game couldn't take all of them being on the screen at once, so it just spawned like little chunks of them individually, or 2, it just my game glitched out, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's the latter. I won't lie. Oh god. What horde is this? Because, is it this one? Yeah, it is. Okay, there we go. Ooh. So, I don't know. This game, it didn't fly under radars. I can tell you, it definitely doesn't fly under radars because, oh, you can see my stamina completed, so I can't actually roll, so I gotta watch out. Why is my... Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get my boot knife, and I'll show you, like, one of the executions. So you can just, there we go. So that's done. That's done. There you go. So that's a little execution you can get going there. And then there is stealth in this game. As you can see, I'm using an AR that you unlock once you complete, I believe, all the Marauder Camp storyline, or the Ripper Camp storyline. It's one of those, either Marauder Camp or Ripper Camps. And Marauders and Rippers, they're little factions within the world that they'll try and kill you, and they're all comprised of their own little group of people, which Rippers are sort of like a cult following that believe that. Oh wow, yeah. So talk about frame drops. Here's one of them. But as I was saying, there, another screamer. You came at literally the wrong time. There you go. But so Rippers, I'll try and explain through this while this is killing itself in the background. But Rippers are a cult who believe in that they should be more like the freaks, or they should be on par with the freaks. So what they end up doing is that they live like freaks. They eat each other. They cut themselves. They're always drugged out. Their motto is rest in peace, get low, sort of things. Marauders are just your typical dickheads inside the apocalypse, I guess you could say. And there's different, I guess Marauder's a broad term, but there's different little marauders. There's like, I know one time you run into like cannibals, which they're about to eat some kid and you end up saving them. You run into some, well, you end up running into some, I believe it's like a whole girl marauder group, but I'm not too sure if it was, because what is that? I heard it twice already. It's kind of weird, but the lore of this game, it definitely does have some good lore. I could like commend it for its lore, because I don't have enough. Hopefully I can find enough kerosene by the infestation zones. But with the infestation zones, what I don't like is you actually do need Molotovs to clear them, and Molotovs and kerosene and all the stuff to make Molotovs. The supplies alone,
that's right. I gotta finish
they're very
this.
there you go. Before I was rudely interrupted. The Molotovs and the okay, shut up, man. But polystyrene. Steve, look right here. This is one of the dormant zombies. They'll probably pop out here. Oh no, that's weird, Ken. There we go. But the thing with see here, here's one of these infected ravens. You can see them right there. And those guys, they're assholes. Simple as that. There's no sugarcoating it. They're assholes, man. They'll be the worst thing you'll find in this game. Every boss, they'll be the worst thing you find in this game. Right here, only 3 came out, or 4 actually. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. I'm probably fucked here. Okay, you know what? Oh my god, it's actually a huge one too. So you can see, it's actually some of them are actually leaving because they lost interest into me, and some are still pursuing me. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna just kill off these guys right here, and I'm gonna go back to my bike because I have an upgrade on there that lets me just pull ammo from the back of the bike, and I can only do it a certain number of times. And once it runs out, I gotta go back. Oh, I'm out of ammo, so I gotta melee combat. Oh, not this one. But what it'll allow me to do is just refill all my ammo to the max, and it only allows it a number of times depending on the upgrade you have. The max is 4 times, and what ends up happening once that reaches 0, you got to go back to a camp and you got to replenish it. And replenishing is not cheap. It definitely is not cheap. I believe it's 400 credits to replenish 1 of these cases. Okay, gotta watch it for those. Great, Raven. So Steve, I hold excellent back. I've already used it once. It gives me all my machine gun ammo and all my assault rifle ammo. So we're gonna go ahead and actually take out this horde, because holy, there's a bigger one. Let's go ahead and get this done. Oh, my bad. My sausage fingers accidentally touched the touchpad. And actually, you know what? A little neat thing. I'll pause quickly. The touchpad can actually be used in this game. So if I slide up on the touchpad, that'd be storylines. Down would be skills, right would be maps, and then left would be the inventory. So it's kind of a little neat that they have. Not a lot of games use a touchpad now. I can't imagine. I can't really remember a game that's used a touchpad recently. But it's just a little cool thing, a little neat thing. You know what I mean? But and see, like, come on. Like, I really had, I'm not gonna lie, I had high hopes for this game, like, really high hopes. Because when I saw the trailers back at E3, and all the trailers and all that, it looked like a really good game. And, again, I can't emphasize this enough, it is a good game without the glitches, and without all the garbage. But again, you can't look at the game without the glitches because that's what it has right now. But it's definitely something that a few hotfixes can definitely fix. There's already been a couple of patches that like cleaned up the game. Oh my god, there's actually a lot of them. Wow. Oh my god. Okay. And if you like just killing a bunch of zombies, don't buy this game. You thought I was gonna say buy the game? No. Buy World War Z or World. What was it called? Yeah, World War Z. You should buy that game because if you want to kill zombies, that's the game for you. It's basically the new age Left 4 Dead. But if you're looking for a zombie story game that actually has a pretty good story and it's pretty glitchy and has a really neat bike building mechanic and upgrade system to it, like there's not just a little character progression. There's actually like the motorcycle progression, and I'll show that once I go up to one of the camps later.
Come on.
There we go. Let me just get these guys out. There we go. So with the motorcycles, you end up starting with a fully customized motorcycle. It's completely maxed out, and then you end up, I believe it gets stolen. Yeah, it gets stolen by someone, and then you start with a piece of shit, and you gotta upgrade that bad boy all the way up. This is a maxed out bike right now, which you can see right here. This is one reason scraps used to repair the bike. And you can see the gas tank. There's only 73% gas, which that's actually a lot for this gas tank. And this is the maxed out bike. This is a certain skin I'm using, and then there's the nitrous all maxed out. But with the bike customization, there is a lot of customization and visuals you can actually do with the bike. And if you're into all that, it's not on the level of Forza customization or... My bad. Excuse me. Gran Turismo, I believe the game's called. That level of customization. But it definitely has some customization. Again, it's not like an astounding amount. Like, you'll see. You'll see. When I show you later on, you'll see. Let's just clear out these guys. But I don't know, man. If you really want the game, go ahead, buy it. I can't stop you, of course. But in my opinion, I would wait till either one, the game is, if it stays like this forever, of course, that's how I'm talking, if it stays like this forever, wait till it's on sale. It definitely isn't like a leave it alone game, like don't ever play it, because it's, I'd lie if I told you that's what it was. But it's definitely not like a must buy game, in my opinion. So, what ends up happening is just, I don't know. The game, it's in kind of a state right now that these guys are really still stuck in it. There you go. So it's definitely in a state right now where it's sort of like Fallout 76, how it was. Actually, I think Fallout 76 is still pretty bad in my... I can't even say in my opinion because I don't know anything about the game. But what is going on is, there's definitely like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of glitches. Like, I won't deny that. There's definitely a lot of glitches. And I can say that wholeheartedly. I won't lie to you guys, you know what I mean? I won't be like these shady-ass IGN people. 99%! We didn't even play the game, but 99%. Because it's the general consensus that it's good. No, I won't be like that. So, actually, you know what? I might not be able to finish this because, again, I don't have enough kerosene to do it. I need at least 3? And it's not looking like I will find some... Damn, man. More birds squished out. Oh, there we go. But you see why these fuckers are annoying. They're like almost impossible to shoot out of the sky normally. And they'll dive bomb you constantly just to like mess you up. So it ends up getting like quite annoying when there's like at least like 4. And see, like, right now there's only 1 nest I believe in this area. No, actually 2. So the 1 nest I'm near, this is already how many birds. So imagine like 4 of those on like a pole. And they're just constantly like, when they come attack you, they don't really... There you go. They give you a little audio cue, but they don't really tell you where they're coming from because... See, like, oh, see. But they do a lot of damage. You like, again, earlier, like I was saying, I'm pretty sure I got cut off. Easy and normal aren't easy and normal in other games. Easy and normal in this game is like easy and let's say hard in let's say Halo, I guess. Because if yeah, I'd say Halo. And this game really just, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's a good game. Oh, freeze. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking out my ass because every time I try to commend the game, it's just something stupid to bring it back down. Oh wow. So there's a little, like right here, for instance, you can run into little like side opportunities like this. Needed the Marauders. So these are actually one of the Marauders. They're kind of. The AI are really fucking dumb in this game. Like, watch. Let me just take out that guy. The AI are really dumb in this game. Why? You know what? I think I know what happened here. So this is obviously a glitch right here as well. She was probably supposed to spawn with a melee weapon because they can spawn with AR or guns or melee weapons. And she was obviously supposed to spawn with a melee weapon, but she didn't. So she has she has this dumb little grip going, and I get it. Kind of sucks to be her and have this little skill. So I'll show one of the executions here. We stun her with the thing, and it has good executions. Like if you enjoy like some gory execution, I wouldn't say gory as in Mortal Kombat gory, but gory as in, let's say, yeah, it wouldn't be Mortal Kombat, but it'd be like, let's say Mortal Kombat divided by 2, like that, I guess. And you can blow people's limbs off in this game with bombs and stuff. So it's not like it's not gory. It's definitely gory. But it's not as Mortal Kombat gory. And when I judge a game on it based on its gore, I'd probably judge with it. Yeah, it's right here, perfect. For these are actually non-infected wolves. So if you go ahead, actually kind of cool because they hunt in packs, like in real life. Oh, and oh, okay. With the normal wolves, instead of harvesting their ears as bounties, you'd actually just harvest their meat, and you can turn that also into camps for more credits and trust. But once you're maxed out on trust, you just turn them in for credits. And I have a perk. You're not normally supposed to get 4. I have a perk that just gets me more per carve. And it's kind of cool to see the environment change. And like if you go throughout all the Nero checkpoints, you get the little Nero recorders. And it's kind of neat to see how the little story is with all of them. And if you go like listen to all of them, you can see like, yeah, fuck it, I'll spoil it. Why not? If you wait, what? I had a bomb here? Okay. But yeah, with the story, what ends up happening is you figure out that your wife, Sarah Whitaker, she is, I believe, a botanist? Or it's something along those lines. It's something along those lines, I'll tell you that. But, the reason I'm here, I'm just looking for some kerosene, by the way, if you guys are wondering why I'm here. And you end up finding out is that her research was used to actually form the plague that we got going on right now. Gotta get some gas. And with the little secret ending, it's not the end. Actually, yeah, it is secret ending. So what ends up happening is O'Brien, which O'Brien is a doctor. Okay, come on. There we go. O'Brien's a doctor that you sent your wife to at the very beginning of the game because she suffers a stab wound, and you put her on a helicopter with them. And then they get taken to this refugee camp. The refugee camp gets overrun. Deacon doesn't find his wife. He assumes she's dead, and that's that whole little thing. So what ends up happening is you see later on, 2 years after, I believe, the game takes place 2 years after the pandemic. You see one of the Nero helicopters flying around, which they haven't been flying around since the infestation started. And you go chase him down. You realize O'Brien's still alive, so you automatically get your hopes up that your wife is alive, which that's kind of unhealthy, but more power to you, Deacon, because she was alive in the end. But you chase him down, you get oh cool, another one of these little things, and you chase him down, you figure out he's alive, you talk to him to get more information on your wife, but he needs you to help him with some stuff, so it's sort of like a trade-off system. What ends up happening at the very end, he takes off his mask and you realize he's a freaker. He's evolving into a freaker, and then the whole premise of the game is finding your wife and that whole little thing. But what I ended up finding out is that the freakers are actually evolving. They keep evolving, which I believe they said it's like 1,000,000 years of evolution takes part of it or is affected by it. So a million years of evolution was done in what, 2 years, I believe. Or I don't know when they started monitoring the evolve, but the higher ups at Nero, they knew that they were evolving, and they knew that they were supposed to, what's it called? Supposed to be evolving, supposed to do stuff about it, and they didn't. And what I believe, because the secret ending got, oh, I'm not gonna lie, I jumped there, it scared the fuck out of me. Holy. That made me jump. So this is one of these little ambushes that you run across a couple of times.
I got armor on, asshole.
Goodbye, buddy. Oh, do you? Really? But slit your throat there, buddy. What ends up happening is just chop you down. So you run into these little things, but what ends up happening is you figure out they start evolving, and then the simple phrase that they're coming, and then there's nothing you can do to stop them. That's what O'Brien leaves us with. He reveals that he's a freak, that he's evolving as well, and then gets on his helicopter and just dips. And then the ending, or the secret ending, kinda, it better not be a sequel. That's all I'm saying. It better not be a sequel. It better be DLC, because I'm not waiting for like another 4 years for another game, you know what I mean? But it definitely leaves the possibility of a sequel or a DLC. And I don't know, a DLC for this game, if it's fixed soon, I could accept it. But if it's not fixed by the time the DLC comes out, or if the DLC comes out, I'm not buying it. Simple as that. And in my opinion, the DLC should be free, because they definitely fucked over a lot of people with this. I'm not gonna lie, they released a mess. They could have halted production, but they've already, like, the PR teams, they just fucking advertise us up the ass, and it's just everyone bought into it. So it kind of sucks what ended up happening today. But I do have belief, or I do have a sense of loyalty to this game, because I saw it all the way back at like the very first E3 reveal, and I promised myself, no matter what the game was, no matter what, how bad the game was, I'd buy it, because I love zombie games. They're probably my favorite genre of games. They're not my favorite games, because Final Fantasy is, but any genre of game, it's like a zombie shooter, like Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, World War Z. As it looks like a pretty good fun game. I'll probably buy that next and do some videos on that. And they're just interesting. Like, it opens up the possibility of looking at our world, how we live in today, and what would happen if there was a zombie apocalypse. You ask yourself that, and it just lets you dissect it. Little imagination. It just gives you imagination. It lets you have fun. You know what I mean? Blocked emphasis. Oh wow. See, it's kind of. The thing I was saying earlier, you can see in the very top right where the last infestation is. You can see it's blocked just by a little bit, so it won't let me fast travel here. So, yeah, I'm gonna go and wrap this up, because I think I've said enough about the game. You guys hopefully saw enough to see if you like or not like the game. Actually, you know what? No. You know what? My bad. Actually, I didn't even show off the camps. My apologies. I forgot about that. I'm gonna go ahead and drive to one of the late game camps. Just watch out here, and I'll show off the camp system and how it works, and how the trust system works, how the credits work. They're pretty self-explanatory, but they were confusing at first. So every camp has an individual trust and credit system. So if you get, for instance, let's say 10,000 credits in Copeland's camp, you won't have 10,000 credits in at Wizard Island, for instance. And for instance, like, I don't know why, because I thought the credits were like just. Oh, here we go. Here's a bear. And actually, I need one of those. Oh, with the bears. Okay, you can see the evolved. There is an evolved version of the bear if you watch the trailer. Oh my god. Okay, come on, man. Like, but if you watch the trailer, you know there's the evolved version of the bear, or the infected version. Oh wow. not give me any room. But the evolved version, they're called Ragers, and they're like bigger, stronger bears. Holy, you're meaty, dude. The sound's kind of fucked up in the game. I didn't realize, because I'm hearing it from my... Okay, there we go. But it was kind of weird, because I was hearing it from my left, and he was actually all the way over there. But with the bears, with the Ragers, and all that stuff, fuck them up really quickly. Rest in peace, buddy. But you can harvest. So any normal animal, there's, I believe, all the animals in the game. There's the cougar, the deer, the wolf, the bear, and the crows. And I believe that's all the animals that you can get in the game. And then there's, I think every single one of those has an infected counterpart except the cougar. Or if there is a cougar, I haven't seen him yet, and I assume I'd see them if they play through the game. But throughout the whole game, you slowly figure out what's wrong with the freaks, what they're weak to, what drives them, how they're evolving, every little like nitty-gritty stuff about them. If you're interested in the lore about it, you can go give that a shot. And I kind of... Ooh. That sucked. But, the lore in this game, actually, it's kind of good. I won't lie. It's kind of... Right, there's another glitch right there. That's... Yeah, see. The lore in the game isn't actually bad as... Ooh, laggy. When it's usually, like, frame dropping like that, that means a horde's near... Oh, yep. Right there, actually. Yeah. Okay, so there's a horde right here, nearby. So I assume they're probably in this area, that area right there. But actually, a cool thing with the hordes is you can actually, let's say for instance you kill half of them, you run out of ammo and there's no way getting to them. You can actually leave the area, go get ammo, and come back. You could come back, like, let's say for instance you could start the game. Ooh, let's not let her get me off my bike. Oh my god, I'm just fucking terrible. But with the horde, it's kind of cool that you could like leave them for like a later time. So you could kill half of them, leave. Oh god, I hate that sound. Get away from me. But yeah, you can kill half of them and then leave them, and then go for the other half a little later time. And they'd always be half dead, so they won't repopulate. Ooh, I made it. They won't repopulate and just refill the bar. They'll always be half. Like I remember, I believe I attacked the horde at the very beginning of the game, and I just killed them right before I started the video, and they were always like. I got most of them done. There's just like a little bit of them again. Oh, you saw that. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there was a little chunky there. I think I can flash on it again. So, fast traveling system's cool because it's not just free fast traveling. I hate when a game has free fast traveling because, I don't know, it just kind of ruins the game in my opinion. The fast traveling in this game, it uses time and it uses your gas. So, let's say you're driving at Wizard Island at 12, and you fast travel, let's say, from where I am. It might, when you come there, it might be 2, and you might have, let's say you start with 100%, you might have 75% gas left. So you do get penalized for fast traveling. But it's not, like, it depends what you could consider penalized, because when you do, if you're fast traveling to camps, you can literally just refuel all the way at the camp. And when it comes to time-wise, you can see actually right here, I have 31,000 credits at the Wizard Island. And this is actually, it's not supposed to look like this normally. This is just after you beat the game, it looks like this. And each little camp has their own bounty giver, which bounty givers, you actually talk to him and you... There we go. Well, so I'll quiet down.
One of our guys is taken hostage. Well, gas. Melinda Foster. Anyway, she was patrolling our eastern border along the 97 corridor. Got ambushed. 2 guys made it back alive, but they got Foster.
Melinda Foster. She used to be a sergeant, right?
Yeah. She gave all that shit up with the rest of us. I've marked down her last name location on the map. Bring her back.
Shit, I'll do what I can.
Okay, so while you're throughout the world, you'll get people radio in from different camps, individual camps. So this is Wizard Island, this is Diamond Lake, Iron Mike's camp, Iron Mike's farm. That's actually not a camp, it's just a little story thing. I don't know why that's actually there. Couplands or Copeland's, my bad. Copeland's and Tux up right up here. Is that a... Oh, that's a Nero. Okay, so you get radioed in at the just while you're going throughout the world, and then they'll tell you to come back to the camp and you can go talk to whatever corresponding bounty giver they have at that camp. So right here it's a Weaver, I believe it's Russell up here, Diamond Lake. It's Coupland here. Ricky's here, Coupland's here, and Tucker's right up here. And they'll give you bounties. They're like little story missions or little side quests to do. And then what happens after you complete them, you'll get trust for the camp in question that you're doing the thing for, and then you'll get credits. So I'm gonna go ahead and show.
How's life, man?
Okay, so with camps, is each camp has their own little thing. So for instance, Wizard Island, it's a camp that has a lot of like guns. So you'll find a lot of good guns here. For instance, BFG, RPD, all that sort of stuff. Supplies, every camp. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna have to show it because I can't really explain it. So right now, shut up, please.
Okay, yeah.
Eliminator.
Helps, yeah?
So what ends up happening is all the camps you can just buy normal stuff. I'll talk over them, but you can see in the top right, I'm buying stuff at the cost of the camp credits, and I'm already trust rank 3, which that's the max, I believe it is. So with all the camps, they all have their own little thing. So right here, man, please shut up. Okay, so right here there'll be guns, and that's what Wizard Island has for us. You can go to the locker and you can see all the guns you have, and you can switch to them. You can buy ammo through the max amount, all that sort of thing, all that jazz. But if I go to, let's say, the mechanic here, I actually can't customize my bike whatsoever because they don't have any customizations here. I can just refuel and repair. So I'll do that right now. But if I go to, I'm gonna go before I end the video. I'm gonna go down to Diamond Lake to show you. But as I was talking about earlier, so the kitchen, you can go up, trade all your skins and carcasses, and you can see, if you take a look at my credits, because normally you see the trust go up when I'm already maxed out. If you look at my credits, this is the bounty giver I was talking about earlier. So these are swarmers, which that's a normal thing. Newts are adolescents, I believe, adolescent and below turned, so kids. Screamers, those are the ones I talked about earlier. Breakers, those are the big guys. Bleachers they're swarmers, just a little stronger version of swarmers. The Reachers, those fast guys. The Rager is the bear. The Runner are the infected wolves, and the, I don't know how to pronounce that, my bad. The Creerbeak are the infected ravens. So what you can end up going is you going to sell all of them. Okay. And again, my credits went up. And so what you end up doing with those, you can just trade them in, get credits, trust, easy like that. Simple as pie. So we're gonna go ahead and do. Shut up, Jacob.
What's happening?
We're gonna go ahead and teleport all the way over to Diamond Lake. So I'm going to show you how different camps have different stuff. So what ends up happening is you gotta go to you gotta know what camp to level up for what stuff. You know what I mean? So if you want firepower, you obviously level up the camps that give you guns. If you want to upgrade your bike, you level up the camps that upgrade your bike. So what ends up happening is in the very beginning of the game, you'll only have 2 camps to go to, which is Tucker's camp and Coupland's camp. So Coupland, he will upgrade your bike, and Tucker will give you guns. So for instance, like you saw last time when I was just right there at Wizard Island.
Welcome back.
Thank you. As I was at Wizard Island, you could see that. So the credits, for instance, you can see it's different here than it was at Wizard Island because each camp has their own little credits. So if I go up to the merchant here, as you can remember at thanks.
Hey, Bergen.
But at Wizard Island, let me put on suppressors actually. There we go. At Wizard Island, it was all ammunition. If I go here for merchants, for the gun merchant, I actually can't buy any guns. See, no guns. I can only buy supplies, ammo, and all that jazz.
Well, good choice.
I'll actually need these.
That all you need?
Mind me as I buy all the stuff I need.
Anything else? Well, good choice. That'll last you.
I think for some criticism, you can relax on the thing. But if I go right up here, for instance, I like it last time you saw the mechanic, I can actually go up to the mechanic. So it's a normal upgrading thing, so you can upgrade the different engines, upgrade them, tear them down, you know what I mean? Different exhausts, which I believe they just reduce the noise. This is saddlebags I was talking about, with how many times you could access them and how many ammo you can carry. The maxed out fuel tank. And they all change cosmetically as well. So this is the normal one you get at the beginning of the game. That's the maxed out one. This is armor for your bike, so it takes less damage. The springs, again, so it absorbs more of the little shock. Nitrous, which everyone knows what nitrous is. If you don't know, NOS makes it go quicker. Or it gives you the tires, more traction. Yeah, so increases damage as well. The radiator, more health again. And if you go to the visual side, you can see that you can customize it all whatever way you want. It's like it's not a lot of customization, but it's not a little, you know what I mean? And each, like, I believe Copeland, Iron Mike, and this camp are the ones you can upgrade your bike at, so they all have their own little customizations. And this one has like the more, I guess, futuristic customizations. So you can see there's all these little things. There's the little stuff on the front, all that jazz. And there's the shroud, no shroud. And if we go to paint, so you could paint the color, just a normal color, whatever you want. Or you can go ahead and go to frame, or it's actually just frame paint. Or you can go ahead and decals, which decals, the normal decals are just little pictures you can throw on your bike and customize if you want. But if you go to custom accents, and this is what I was talking about earlier with the custom skins you get for completing storylines. So whenever you complete a storyline, you get a skin for the corresponding storyline. So this is runners. There's a bunch of storylines. So there'll be like a little, I guess a little mural on your bike for whatever storyline you complete. It kind of blush and just go slow, so you can see them all. So whenever you complete a storyline, you'll get the corresponding paint for that storyline. And they actually did a really good job on these, I could say, because they're all really cool. Just go through all of them super quickly. There we go. Actually, I kind of... Nah. But that was the customizing little thing. And I think this is where I'm gonna leave the episode, guys.
I'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Lucas. But I just showed you guys what the game was. What most of the good, the flaws, the bad, the good, the flaws, the good, the bad, the good, the flaws. I'm gonna keep repeating myself. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a comment on how you enjoyed it. Give me some constructive criticism or hate if you'd so like. If you enjoyed the video, just like it, man. Subscribe. But I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the game, and I'll see you guys again. See you later. Reaper out.